Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Actually, so excited to do this message today. This was a channeled message from Source, and that is, what is your spiritual path leading you towards? We're kind of going to get a little bit deeper into it and finding out where this journey is taking you, what you might be able to expect coming up, or what is coming to you right now. Keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it allows me that opportunity to directly connect with your energy, getting you out more resonant readings. And if you'd ever like to support the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. Memberships are now active. If you're wondering more about those, if you click down below where the join button is, it's next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. It'll pop up the information available for the 3 levels that are available, which is Love Drops, Love Blossoms, and Love Bloomers. And it will also show you what perks are available for each level. If you are a returning subscriber, viewer, supporter, whatever it is that you are, if you're returning to my channel, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be sharing this time and this space with you, and I'm just so appreciative and blessed to have you here. If you are new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to come as your most high, loving, authentic self. So with that being said, I'm actually going to bring out a couple of new decks today. Well, it's actually just one new deck, but I am going to bring that out today. I'll show you on the piles. Just be excited. It's a little bit earlier than normal for me as it's Christmas time, and so things are slowly changing, but that's all right. So I hope everybody's having a beautiful Christmas. I know by the time this gets posted, it will be past Christmas, but New Year's is coming as well, and so may you all have a beautiful New Year's. Let's get into your prayer. And because it's the season, we're burning frankincense, so what better way to get going with it, right? I had myrrh too, but I just like the smell of frankincense. My beloved Source, this prayer is for any and all who come on here. I ask that you always open us up to what it is that you're asking us to do, that your will may be done, that we are able to connect to our highest wisdom and follow the path that you have set before us. To know that while we might not understand where we are in this current moment, that we are on the path for the greater good. That it's not necessarily always about fulfilling our dreams as much as it is changing this vibrational state of this world at this time. And that we can be okay with that, because that means that those that come after us will have the ability to live in peace and harmony. And truthfully, if this isn't what we want at this time, help us to come into alignment with what is right within our soul. If all we're looking for is money or material gain or recognition and fame, to know that these are still products of the emotional ego. And while these are things that can be a tool on our journey to help spread your message, knowing that that's not what it's all about. That it's all about drawing closer to you so that we can draw closer to our humanity and be that kindness to that person who needs it. Be that smile to someone who hasn't had a smile in a long time. Or give a hug to someone who doesn't know what it is like to be touched because no one's touched them for some time. That we are here to spread your love, your kindness, your goodness, and your compassion. That we are here to spread your mercy and your grace. And that we can be the conduit to carry your energy to those that need it most. To those that need the seeds planted so that you may spread and water them in the miraculous way that you do. As these words are spoken unto this space and unto this reading and those here on this channel, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Aseh. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. And I think I got ash on here, but that's okay. Let me get that over that way. Yeah, of course I did. Don't mind my ash mark. Just smudging we're just smudging the tapestry, right? Alright, today we are going to be drawing from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. Let me give it a shuffle here. It is really hard to shuffle on this mat. Hold on. Hold on, let me fix it. There we go. Alright. Okay, they want one more. Alright. My beloved source for pile number 1, which Rebel Oracle card, Sacred Rebels Oracle card, will help us better understand where their spiritual path is leading them. What is it leading them towards, source, for pile number 1? One card, please. Pile number 1. What is their spiritual path leading them towards for pile number 1? No. Okay, the energy is not coming through. Are you scared to hear what it is that you're going towards, pile 1? Are you afraid that it's not what you want? That's what I keep hearing. You're afraid it's not what you want. Remember, it's not always about what we want. It's about what we need. Pile number 1, source. What Sacred Rebels Oracle card will help us better understand what their spiritual path is leading them towards? Okay, there we go. For pile number 2, source, what Sacred Rebels Oracle card will help us better understand what is pile 2's spiritual path leading them towards? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 3, source, what Sacred Oracle Rebel card will help us better understand what is pile 3's spiritual path leading them towards? Yeah. Being open to receiving the messages are so important too. Sometimes we get so scared. Like, what if I'm not doing what I wanted to? Or what if I'm not going where I'm meant to? Remembering that we're always exactly where we need to be. And sometimes that's the hardest part to accept on our journey, right? Because it's like, well, if I have some sacred path that I'm meant to follow, how am I exactly where I'm meant to be? Because this is where your soul has brought you to in this now moment. And knowing that you're ready and willing to be open to the possibilities, that will help get you to where you want to go. So for pile number 1, we do have this beautiful green aventurine for you to choose from. For pile number 2, we have this beautiful bloodstone. And if you notice, I chose all green stones today for the heart chakra. Okay, and for pile number 2, we have this green aventurine that you can choose from. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever pile you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this green aventurine, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what is your spiritual path leading you towards. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you there. Also, memberships are now live, so if you're wondering more about that, if you check down below where the subscribe button is or used to be, you'll see a join button, and if you click on that, it'll open up an option for you to take a look at the options and the levels that I have available. I have Love Drops, Love Blossoms, and Love Bloomers, and it will show you the available perks that come with each level. So that being said, we'll go ahead and get into your reading. First and foremost, I did have a channeled message that for you, pile one, you are a tad resistant. I shouldn't say a tad. It's actually, there's a lot of resistance that's coming through. It came through in the shuffle. If you watched the shuffle, it also came through when I was getting ready for your pile to get everything set. And it's saying that there's a lot of resistance. Sagittarian energy is coming through very strongly here. So you might have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Sagittarius. You may also have the 8th house or the 10th house in Sagittarius energy. Okay. But they were being very clear that there's a lot of resistance here. It's almost like you're afraid to be you. And there's no need to be afraid to be you because you were created for this beautiful purpose. So we'll definitely find out a little bit more, but that is the message they wanted me to start with, okay? So source for pile number 1, what is their spiritual path leading them towards? Can you give us a little bit more information on what pile number 1's path, their spiritual path is leading them towards? Like we've got the 10th house, Cancer, and Venus energy. Yeah, you shouldn't you shouldn't be worried about your spiritual path. Excuse me. Because you're doing exactly what steps you need to take to get there. But it's almost like there's resistance to the next step of the journey. Whether that's learning something different or growing or expansion. Or even taking a leap of faith here and doing something for yourself. Okay? What source is trying to tell you here is that your spiritual path, when you open up to the truth of who you are and you are no longer led by fear. You know, a lot of times in spirituality, fear is the leading component because it's easier to conquer a person when they're living in a state of fear. And I don't mean to say that people are trying to conquer you, although that is the case in a lot of situations. But also, we have the lower vibration, and whatever you deem the lower vibration to be, it wants you to live in this state of fear, because growing outside of that lower vibrational energy of fear means that you're going to alter the construct of the world around you right now. And what Source wants you to know is that the more that you nurture your spiritual path, is that you will actually be on your life mission. You'll be in a place of attracting what you want. You'll be in a place of being magnetic to those around you. You'll have the life of luxury that you desire, because that is different for everybody. You're going to be living your best life, your good life, the life that you've dreamed of. And it's going to flow to you easily and effortlessly. But it's all about nurturing yourself here, being loyal to your cause, being loyal to you. Which is sometimes difficult because we have so many things pulling and prodding us and pushing us from all different areas in our lives. And if we allow ourselves to be at mercy of those things, it will disrupt our spiritual journey. And so what they're saying here is just to continue on here, because you're going to get recognized for some kind of gift or talent or skill that you have that actually plays into the spiritual journey. And it doesn't matter. You could be working a 9-to-5 job in an office. You could be a project manager. You could be someone who's in construction. You could be someone who works on cars. You could be someone who, you could be a landscaper, whatever it is, okay? What they're saying is it's not about what you're doing, it's how you do it. And continuing to stay present and remembering that sometimes it is okay to say no to others outside of yourself so that you can bring this back in, because what your spiritual journey is going to lead you towards is total fulfillment here. being able to know what's right for you, what's wrong for you, being able to nurture what's right for you, and to easily release what just isn't serving you, and to welcome all that is yours with open arms. And that's what's coming through here. Okay, so let's see what else comes through with the tarot. Okay. So, Source, could you please tell us what is pile number 1 spiritual path leading them towards? What is pile number 1 spiritual path leading them towards? What is pile number 1 spiritual path leading them towards? Okay. What is pile number 1 spiritual path leading them towards? What is pile number 1 spiritual path leading them towards? Thank you, Source. What is pile number 1 spiritual path leading them towards? Oh. Okay. Thank you, Source. On the bottom of the deck, I love this. We have the 4 of Wands in the upright. And this just talks about letting go and shoring up anything that's not working for you. Anything that is creating a lot of dissonance in your life. It's just really, truly coming into this space of letting it go and knowing that you don't have to hold on to that. This also could be patterns and habits that you have. It's just really, truly letting it go. Yeah, okay, we have the Hangman reverse. We have the Emperor reversed. And Strength. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this message. Okay. So what your spiritual path is leading you towards is this. Okay, you've dealt with a lot of... I hear unholy people. I have no idea why that came in like that. That is I've never had that before. Okay. Unholy people. Like, it feels like you're someone who's just very... You're a very enlightened being. You're very high vibrational. And unfortunately, because of that, it's like a moth to a flame. You have attracted some very, very low vibrational entities in your life. And I'm not talking about spirits necessarily. Yes, in some cases it could be spirits, but I'm really talking about people. People who are like wanting to zap your energy. People who want to take it for themselves. People who want to sit in your presence just so they can feel better about themselves because you feel so good. Your energy feels so good. So what your spiritual path is leading you towards is learning just how strong you are. You have been feeling so weak for so long. Like you don't have the strength to carry on. Like you don't have the strength to change your journey. Like you don't have the strength to make the choices that you need for yourself because of this. The Hangman in reverse, a very base level meaning of this card, is a slanted perspective on all things around you. When he's in the upright, it talks about how comfortable he is in his skin. He doesn't care what people are thinking about him because he's trying to learn as much as he can about the world around him. He's hanging from this white branch, which is talking about, I'm looking towards finding purity in enlightenment. Okay, but in reverse, it's like I'm still stuck in some old habit, some old way of thinking. And it's causing issues. And what that is causing is allowing space for this type of energy to come in, which is the Emperor in reverse, is someone who you could say that they are narcissistic, but it's more or less this is someone who is very manipulative, brutal. They don't care. Like they want to make everybody feel awful. This is someone who goes out of their way to just like make you feel like everything is your fault. They don't take accountability for themselves. They're completely emotionally unstable. They could be manic depressive is something I'm hearing right now. Okay. Bipolar is another one that's coming through. But again, I'm not here to diagnose. It's just these are energies that you've dealt with. People who are using And I don't want to say this to sound insincere, because mental health is a very serious thing. But you have those that have mental health problems who really do everything in their power to help themselves. But then you have others who have mental health problems who lean on those problems to get away with whatever they want. Okay, and that's true for anything in life. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I feel like that's the type of people that you have attracted into your life, are people who've maybe been diagnosed with something by a doctor, and they use that diagnosis as like, well, I'm never going to change because the doctor says I have this. And yet you're in this thought process of like, but I've seen you act good. I've seen you be kind. I've seen you be compassionate. Is that all just an act, or what's going on? And that's just because these energies have made you believe that you're not strong for yourself, that you can't make these decisions alone, or that you have to rely on them to be seen as a good person. And what ends up happening here along your spiritual journey is, you see how she turns her back? She's like, cool. Bring down your holy wrath on me. Go ahead. Because you're not as scary as this lion, which represents our own inner demons. You're nothing. You compare nothing to the inner demon that's been making me believe that you have a hold on my life. Nothing. 12:21 on the clock. And I love that strength here is number 11 in the Tarot Marseille, because it does talk about this very spiritual number. It's something that helps us ascend to a higher level. It's something that helps us come into a higher vibration. And that's, of course, true whenever we deal with our inner turbulences and our inner voices and our inner thought processes of thinking that we're not worthy enough. This energy is something you used to rely on. But here, what your spiritual journey is helping you see is that this is something that you can let go of. And it's interesting that we've got the Page of Wands here, because the Page of Wands is just pointing towards, this is something brand new for you. A lot of page energy here, right? This is something that is beginning to show yourself love. But ultimately, what it does for you is it brings you into this place of knowing exactly how to stand your ground. Your wand, your action, your belief, and your love for yourself put up such strong boundaries, you begin to teach others how to treat you. Okay? And this is something that it feels like you've been like in this place of like, people just don't know how to treat me. Like, people just don't know how to show up for me. And part of that's because for a portion of your life, you've been chasing the wrong people, not knowing that they were the wrong people. And maybe not seeing the truth of who they were. Not realizing that they had it out for you. Right? And this is interesting because this is giving me energy as well as letting go of the obsessive need to prove to people who don't see you. There's something inside that said, I need to prove to these people who don't believe in me that I'm worthy, that I'm worth something, that I'm a good person, that I have all this ability, that I have all this talent, that I have all these gifts, that I have this spirituality that is all around me. I had to prove to those people, but now you're like, you know what? None of these people, no matter how much I evolve, they still don't change. They still don't treat me any better. They still don't see me from a place of respect. They still treat me like I'm a child, or they still treat me like I'm nothing, like I'm dirt, like I'm sand, like I'm grain, like whatever. They just are walking all over you. And it's like, enough is enough. And that's when you almost let your anger become the fuel for you to take care of yourself. It's not you letting your anger become the fuel to project on them. It's like, okay, I'm tired of letting these people run rampant in my life. So how do I let them go? How do I release that? And that's exactly what ends up happening here, is that you're like, adios, fellas. Don't let the door hit you on the rear on the way out, because that's it. I'm gone. I am gone. And it's bringing you into this place of true alignment to receive your inner truth and to open your heart to a whole new world, to open your heart to friends, to people who are going to support you, people who are going to believe in you, whether that's through your career, through what it is that you're trying to put your energy towards, or that's just bringing in soul family. Regardless of where it's at, these are individuals who are coming in who see you and not what it is that you offer them. They see you as a real person, as someone who deserves to be loved, as someone who deserves to be cared for, held, and who deserves to be treated as such, right? So let's go ahead and get some oracles here for you. This is a very powerful reading, pile one. Source, can we please have some oracle cards? What is pile number one spiritual path leading them towards? And I get that this may be not what you want to hear. Maybe you want to hear I'm going towards riches, I'm going towards fame and all that. If you didn't catch the prayer at the beginning, you might want to go back and catch the prayer, because I do feel like sometimes we get a twisted idea of our spirituality taking us to super great riches and super great fame. And yes, money becomes a tool that we understand how to use on the journey, but it's not necessarily always about that, right? So we do have, look, number 11 with 56 here in numerology. It's 11. We have make your dreams real. Spider spirit. So you're spinning the web of creation. What's behind that? Butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. Look, I cannot make this up. 11. Oh my goodness. I love this. So we have 11, 11, 11 here. I love that. So that's 6 ones all together. That's just so profound. And one is all about having faith, trusting in source, trusting in our creator to make sure that they're leading us to where we're meant to be. And knowing that it's all a part of the process. You're connecting with your crown chakra here. Like, it's almost like you're a diamond that's stuck in the rocks, right? Or like you're still a piece of coal, okay? Hang with me here. I'm not calling you anything bad. What I'm saying is that you're formed by the pressures of life. And so when you get formed into this diamond, it's almost like the more pressure that gets around you, the bigger you become. The more you chip out the rocks that's holding you down. It's not others. It's that pressure they're putting on you which causes you to chip away at it yourself. And it's a very beautiful thing. Yeah, having the strong will to do what is yours. Tiger will. Knowing that you have free will to make a choice here. Okay, let's get one of these. Thank you. The sun. To self-express and embody truth. This is to embody your light. To embody who you are. It's already such a powerful reading. Okay, let's get some of these. So I don't bring this out very often, but this is the Career and Life Oracle deck. And then I'm going to bring out the other one, which is called Money Coming From. So, Source, can we please get some more messages here? Okay, thank you. I want one more of these. Okay, they want me to stop. Alright, what else for pile number one, Source? Can I please have one more of these cards? Thank you. I love this. Okay, on the bottom, signs. You are putting together the pieces of the puzzle from signs you are getting. Pay attention to the coincidences you experience. So it's important to just be conscious. Being conscious will help you get to where you're going here. And then this one is the other one here. It says money coming from. May I please have 2 of these? Whoa, first and foremost flying out here. Thank you, Source. May I please have one more for pile number 1? Okay, life purpose. Luck on the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh, I love this. Anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. If you believe that you're lucky, you'll create an abundant mindset. Your perspective is shifting your growth and stomping on your luck. Okay, your perspective, right? Does that say stomping? Yeah, it does say stomping. Okay. To stomp on your luck. I'm thinking of, what's that? Hopscotch. That's what I was thinking of when I saw this picture, was hopscotch. But your perspective, that's all the hangman is all about, our perspective. All right. So we had life purpose. It says you will have new ideas, inspirations that will guide you to your divine calling. What is meant for you will not leave you as long as you continue to push forward. Ask for what you need, and things will align for you to carry out your vision. On point, right? On point here. You're on your life like you're coming into your life purpose. I feel like some of you are just like, am I doing what I'm meant to be doing? Like, is this what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life? Well, you're going towards what you're meant to be doing. We have in the flow with this jellyfish here. The universe is sending you help. Tap into your inner power and go deeper to create the purposeful life you really want to have, right? And that's where strength comes from. Strength is all about navigating our shadow self, and that's going deeper into our emotions. We have gestures. You may be asked to help someone out, or you may need a hand. Give deserved praise to others, and you will receive recognition too, right? With the gold on their hand here. So again, this is all about receiving help. Like, divine help is coming here. Let's see what this one says. Business. Do not be intimidated to enter the world of business. You got this. Consider executive positions, becoming a CEO, or anything in the corporate world. Evaluate your awareness and think bigger if you want different results. And I love that this says don't be intimidated. And that was something that came out in the very beginning. And we have this confirmation here. So business, if you want to go into business, go into business. Do what you want to do. Don't question, why is this what I want to do? Rather say, this is what I feel like I'm being drawn to, and try that. Because you never know where that's going to lead you. Nothing is wasted with Vulture Spirit here, number 63, which is 9. And 9 in numerology is all about right before we receive our abundance, right? It's like bringing something to a close here. So you're bringing this to a close, and nothing is wasted. Like, going through all these situations was for purpose. All of these situations are making you stronger to come into your life purpose. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, like I just went through all of this for nothing. No, you went through it for a purpose so that you could become strong and find your equality. I love this. We have number 14, which is 5 in numerology, and 5 is that very uncomfortable place. Very uncomfortable change. So this is taking you away from what was once comfortable for you and showing you how to embrace a new way of being. Okay? And you're calling in soul tribe. This could be a guardian spirit, a guardian angel. This could be your oh my gosh, I just had it right there. Your spiritual team. I don't know why that just went away. I just like blanked out right there, but this is telling you, like, you're being watched over as we purify your soul through all of this hardships, through all of this turbulence, through all of this stuff that's happening emotionally. You're being purified. You're turning into this beautiful diamond. Okay, you're turning into this beautiful gemstone. And then we have house 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. So what is your spiritual path leading you to? It's leading you towards your life purpose, which is going to be some sort of business you could open or you could go into. And it's also bringing you closer to friendships, to your soul family, to your love, the love of your life, if that's something that you're looking for. So let's go ahead and take a look at your Sacred Rebel Oracle card. I'm going to read this out of the book. Look, come to life. Don't be afraid to paint yourself into existence. Right? Don't be afraid to show yourself. All right, number 43 here. Says, you are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You're bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it will always be easy. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It might have a lot to say, and at times it seems very convincing, but it is not the one in charge. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey mind. The mind is not much more than a swirling cacophony of habitual reactions. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so far beyond what the mind is now capable of controlling. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now, and the only real choice that you have to make is how to deal with it. Coming to life means feeling. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. And I love that, because I was talking about how your anger, it feels like your anger is what's fueling you to make this change for you. It could bring all of these and more. Feelings will come and go quite swiftly when allowed to flow. And into the flow, I love these confirmations. You might need to paint, write, enact ritual, sing, or dance your feelings to help the energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do it. In this process, you are uncovering the artistry of the universal creator. You are honoring the sacredness of life by exploring it without restraint, and that includes the flow of your feelings. You don't have to do anything with them other than express them. And we had express on the bottom with sun, right? So it's so important for you to really learn how to express yourself here creatively. Whether that's through an outlet or whether that's through creating your own business, whatever it is that you're coming into, your spiritual path is truly bringing you into alignment with what you deeply desire to do in this life. So continue to go towards that and continue to love yourself deeply, okay? This is what I see for you, pile number 1. If you feel like this is your pile, leave a little monkey emoji down below and say, my monkey mind is not in charge, my spirit is. So you let Source know that you're ready to embark on this spiritual challenge and that you're ready to receive all that is yours. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this beautiful bloodstone, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what is your spiritual path leading you towards. Keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading. I'll get you out further information from there. And you may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. Also, memberships are now live. If you're wondering more about that, check out the join button down below where the subscribe button used to be or still is. If you click on that, it will show you the 3 levels that I have available: Love Drops, Love Blossoms, and Love Bloomers. And if you go ahead and click on, if you click that, wow, I can talk today, I promise. There will be the options that are available for each level. They do build on one another, okay? Awesome. So with that, let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out what is pile number 2 spiritual path leading them towards, Source. What is pile number 2 spiritual path leading them towards? What can you tell us, Source? What is pile number 2 spiritual path leading them towards? Interesting. Okay, so we have the 10th house Sagittarius energy and the North Node. Awesome. Wow, so 10th house came out in pile 1 too. You may be here from pile 1. You do not have to go and watch pile number 1 if you didn't feel called. So if you do, that's fine too. Just know it's never a requirement. It's always an option. So what is your spiritual path leading you towards? It is leading you towards your life mission. This is like your fate. Pile 2. You are being led towards your fate. What it is that you've been meant to do this whole time. Like if you've been struggling to find purpose, your spiritual path is helping with that. Okay, like your spiritual path's like, I got you. What you tripping for, pile 2? I got you. Okay, just keep showing up, keep taking care of yourself, keep loving yourself. Because you're in this place of getting recognition. You're in this place of getting status, even success, public reputation, right? Your long-term goals are being realized. You're realizing them. You're bearing the fruit of showing up and putting in that work and that effort, right? This is you taking authority of your life and being the creator of your life. It's a very powerful place to be. And I love that Sagittarius came out here, because Sagittarius is really the one that talks about our spiritual journey. I know people can argue, they can say, oh, it's Pisces, oh, it's Cancer, it's Scorpio, it's the water signs, but it's interesting because if you do some research, you're going to realize that a lot of spiritual leaders are actually Sagittarius. It's because they're the philosophers in the zodiac, because they're willing to seek the truth. Like, they don't just go with one thing and believe that one thing. Like, they're going to see that one thing and they're going to be like, okay, what makes that true? And keep asking that. Every information they get, a Sagittarius asks, what makes that true? What makes that true? What makes that true? And before they know it, they've gone down this rabbit hole of learning things they never thought would be possible, which is why you have some other zodiac signs. They don't necessarily go as deep as that Sagittarius energy, okay? It's not to say that you don't go that deep if you don't have Sagittarius in your chart. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's the path that you chose. You chose that energy. I'm going to continue to ask, what does that mean? What's true about that? How does this play a part in my life? Where do I need to take this? What can I apply this energy to? That's what's been an adventure for you, is learning and being open-minded and expanding yourself there. You know, not all who wander are lost, and that's exactly the energy that you embody. And so your spiritual journey is taking you down that path to find and actualize your inner truth. If you guys hear that, it is raining and I cannot control the weather. So I'm doing my best to like drown it out, but it gets really loud on the top of the RV. So when it pours, it pours. It sounds like a storm inside of here sometimes. It's real crazy. So, but with the North Node here, you have learned your life lessons. You've learned them. And yes, you may still have those life lessons come in time from time. And it's just Source basically saying, like, making sure, right? Like, I remember being a student in yoga. And after being in yoga and having practiced yoga for 5 years, there's this one class that I always come back to, and it's like, it's called I'll Always Be a Student. It's like, no matter how advanced, and by no means am I an advanced practitioner at all. Still, people are like, oh, you're intermediate, like, you're really good. I cannot do arm balances and stuff like that. It is a hashtag goal, let me tell you. But I know the simple postures, like, and I know all the cues for those postures. But sometimes what happens is after staying on the journey for so long, you get so comfortable with it, you become lackadaisical with it. And so it's always good to refresh. And that's what I feel like Source is reminding you here, that even though you've learned these life lessons, I'm always going to refresh that in you. So if you're like, oh, I thought I learned this, I thought I let this go, it's just Source, it's like a refresher course, right? That's all it is. So don't be like, oh my gosh, I didn't learn this lesson. No, it's Source saying, this is just a refresher course. We're just keeping you on your toes, basically. So let's get some cards on it for you, pile 2, and find out what is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards, Source. What can you tell us? What is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards? Being able to help others fulfill their journey. What is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards? Having a spiritual victory. Ooh. Overcoming your internal demons and external demons. What is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards? Okay, thank you. What is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards? Wow. Okay, so we've got the Strength in reverse. Okay. What is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards? Thank you. What is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards, Source? What is pile number 2's spiritual path leading them towards? Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun in the reverse. So you may have dealt with the Leo in the past. You could be a Leo, but I feel like this is someone that you've dealt with in the past that kept you stuck. Okay? Yeah. That made you realize you had a decision to make. Am I going to live my best life? Am I going to come into this place of releasing illusions from myself and from my way of being? Or am I going to stay stuck and feel like I don't have the confidence to move on? Right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Leo. It's just that's the energy that's very strong right now. It could have been a Gemini, a Sagittarius, a Virgo. We have a lot of mutable energy right here. Okay, this is 3 mutable signs coming through. So it could have been any of that. And if your zodiac's not coming through or the zodiac's not coming through, that's okay. That's just energy that you may have embodied or that they were embodying. What it's showing here, it's like you were giving into this situation. Okay, it could even be a job. It could even be a circumstance. You were giving into it, pouring into it, and it's keeping you stuck. And you realized it was keeping you stuck. Like, I have this choice. I can go back to what I know, or I can reach forward and come to what's new. And I love the Lover card because the Lover card talks about, am I going to go? This is like representative of his mother, and this is representative of his future wife. There's an indication that she may be pregnant here, but the mom is drawing him back home. She doesn't want to let go of her son, right? Like, I don't want to let go of my son. I need my son. I need to take care of my son. I don't want to let my son grow. That feeling of being stuck in this energy. I don't usually talk about this. Just interesting that it's coming up here. And then you have this idea of going towards your new lover. And this is why the Lover card represents a choice. It represents Hercules. Am I going to go towards lust and power? Or am I going to go towards honor and integrity? Right? And so it's like this convincing yourself this is something that's not good, even though it may look good for a time, to go towards something that abolishes these illusions. Because if you stay here, that's the choice you have to make. You have to stay between being stuck and not having confidence, or you have to leave and come into a place of seeing the truth. And we were talking about Sagittarius energy and being the truth seeker. And this is even Sagittarius energy here with the 9 of Wands. We have that energy of starting again, beginning again, okay? So it's like you had to leave because at one point you were repressing this energy. Let's see what else we've got. Ooh, okay, so we have a family member. Yeah, oh my. So here's the thing, like they're very, very clear. This is someone you thought you could be happy with, okay? Whether that's someone you wanted to build a family with, or this is just a family member. It could have been a mother, a father, a sibling, an auntie, an uncle, a caregiver, someone like that. It could have just been an extended family that you created with someone that you knew was toxic for you, but you have a family with them. And you wanted to keep that family together, especially with the 8 of Cups coming out in the upright. It's like an illusion of I'm going to create a merry, happy enjoyment with this connection or with this situation. But seeing the devil and the strength in reverse around it, showing that this is something that was outside of, it wasn't your responsibility. Okay, like that's what they're showing here. It was outside of your abilities. And I'm not saying that you're not strong enough for that. It's just saying that this is something that wasn't your responsibility. Because it takes both parties, or it takes all parties involved to create a happy family. Okay, and so what your spiritual path is leading you towards here is the realization of there's no need to wear rose-colored glasses anymore when it comes to those that you are painting a romanticized future with, saying that I'm going to see them for as the truth that they are. Because here, it's almost like there was someone here that you had on a pedestal and was leaving you in the darkness, leaving you in the dark, having secrets behind your back, doing things that were not right behind your back, trying to make you feel less than, trying to keep you in this very small energy, this very small position, and saying like, you have to do everything that I'm doing. So for some of you, this is someone who felt like they deserve to be a leader over you because of the label that they held in your life. For others, this is someone who felt like they deserve to have your everything because you were a sexual partner with them. Okay? And this is something that's very, very strong here that's coming through. But anytime we have the strength in the reverse, it really does talk about us repressing memories. So it does feel like this is you healing generational wounds. It's you healing those things that came up from the past that we're letting you live that in the future, right? And having to really let that go and find you had an internal conflict with this, right? It's like an unrealistic assessment of what your ability would do. And then when it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to, feeling like a failure. Because this was something that was dark and forbidden. Ooh. This was your emotional ego at play here. That protector that tells us, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get us into the same situation we went through when we were young because that shit hurt. Excuse me. Wow. I don't ever curse on these, and that was the first time it just came out so quick. But I guess that's what they wanted me to say, so I'm usually so conscious of what I'm saying, and so it's like I really am not one to curse. I barely curse when I'm not on these videos, so it just came out, and I was like, whoa. But it's like, that's what your ego's like. Oh no, that stuff hurt real bad, and I'm not going to go back into that. But what ends up happening is that because of that blockage, it creates an even worse atmosphere in our future, right? Or what comes into our presence. It's almost like being in this very unhealthy bond and not able to detach from it. Okay? And facing reality out in the open, like having to actually say something out in the open here. This is like energy of I can't, but I know I need to, but I can't, but I know I need to, but I can't. It's almost like feeling obligated here. And so what your spiritual path is leading you towards, or has been leading you towards, is saying out in the open, I make a firm decision for myself, and this is going to bring in a sense of clarity for you. You know, and the 9 of coins really does talk about overcoming illusions. Like you've singled yourself out from everything else that everyone has told you. You're no longer going to live in that. It's like, I have to do this on my own. I have to figure it out on my own. And saying that it doesn't matter what title you have in my life, that doesn't mean that you are the Lord of my life. Right? And so this is giving you a lot of strength here. And I honestly feel like your spiritual path is helping others overcome very similar situations to this. And sometimes that may be scary. And it also may be very hopeful as well. Because I do get a sense like there's the fear that comes through with that and saying like, well, it's a trigger because I'm having to watch others go through what I went through. But at the same time, I'm in this place of hope in saying like, if I can create an environment where you have enough strength to say no and get out of a situation, it's like that's what's keeping you pushing forward. That's what's helping you move forward. Let's get some oracles out for you, pile 2. Source, what else would you like to say for pile number 2 here? Whoa, okay. This one wants to come out too. Know your worth on the bottom. This is helping you know your worth, that you are worthy of good things, that you are worthy of what you desire. Let's see what we got here. You got, oh, okay, we're not going to take all these, but we'll read them. It says, give with gratitude and grace, right? Turkey spirit, turtle spirit. Look, we have 61 and 62. Slow and steady wins the race. And we have swan spirit, time for a deep dive, okay? These are very intense, right? Because you're learning how to be grateful for everything that you went through. That's that North Node energy of understanding. I went through it. It was tough. It was difficult. But now I'm grateful that I went through it because I would never have realized my strength. I would never have realized my truth. But it's been a slow and steady process. And it feels like sometimes it's taken forever. Maybe ending this situation took forever. But it's like coming into that place where you say, okay, I'm ready to let it go. Then it gives you a sense of hope. But it took you actually going deep into your emotional state and understanding, what is this to me? Why am I drawing this into me? That's not easy, right? That's not easy. It's not easy to give up what we know or have known. You know, when we talk about South Node, that's what we're comfortable with. South Node is like, okay, so the example of South Node would be, say you grew up, and this is a triggering statement, I'm just warning you here, be prepared, that say you grew up in an abusive home, or you're getting physically abused by someone, okay? You grow up and you get taught, while you don't like it, there's this underlying energy that's coming through where you're taught that that's acceptable. So you may go on and find yourself in abusive relationships. Maybe they're not physical, but they may be mental and emotional abusive. It's like, it's because you have come into this place of accepting that this is reality and that that's acceptable. And what ends up happening is diving deep into our emotional well-being. We're saying, like, why have I accepted this? And is this truly acceptable? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you know it's not. Right? You know in your heart of hearts it's not acceptable. You want a different outcome, but the only way to create a different outcome is by healing that wound. By going through the rituals, the process here with bison on the bottom. Number 35. And the thing that they're showing me here with the bison is that the Native Americans, whenever they hunted a buffalo, they used everything. Right? And so it's like going into the darkness, and whatever it is that you find, you're using all of that to heal. It's like, okay, I didn't like this, so let me, and you basically have a little satchel that you're carrying with you, and you're putting all of that stuff in the satchel, and then when you come into the light, you start shining the light on all of that stuff, and you're like, okay, what is it about this? What is it about this? What is it about that? Why is this here? It's like you're using everything that you have to heal this. It's a very synchronistic energy here. You're actually so much more powerful than you've given yourself credit for. You know, we had that energy at the very beginning with the Sagittarius energy. It's like continuing to ask, why is this true for me? What about this is true for me? How does this impact me? And that's the same energy that you're doing with your healing. It's like not only about finding the truth of yourself, it's about really healing deeply within yourself. And through that, you're finding balance. And I love that this came out. We talked about the mutable signs. So you could be a Gemini, Virgo, Sag, or a Pisces, or have that highly aspect in your chart. We have surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. You're learning to welcome a new change, a new life. And that's all the North Node is about. It's just embracing the new, the unknown, what we're not sure of. We have Scorpio energy, intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. This is the birth. What is it? The death and the rebirth. And Scorpio energy is all about diving into the depths that nobody wants to go into. You might have a Scorpio moon. Okay, that's something that's coming through really strong here. Doesn't necessarily have to be true, but I'm just saying for someone, they need to hear that you have a Scorpio moon. And it's like you're not afraid to go where no one else goes. Even though at one point maybe you were. Not anymore. All right, so let's get some life and career oracles out here. Source, what else would you like to say for pile 2? What is their spiritual path leading them towards? Okay, thank you. Ooh, I love that. All right. What is pile number 2 spiritual path leading them towards? What else would you like to say? May I please have one more? Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. I love this. Let's put these here real quick. We'll read those in just a second. On the bottom, brilliance. Yes. Yes. You discover your own genius by breaking away from the grind to follow your own inspiration. Your ideas bring recognition. We talked about that. You're getting recognition, status, fame, and fortune, whatever that is, right? And it's like breaking away from this situation. Okay, this could be a father. This could be a mother. It could be, again, it's like family. This feels like family to me. It's like seeing your own brilliance and realizing that. There's always been this doubt that's been lying over you because it's almost like, well, this is just acceptable to be treated this way. And there's something about you figuring out that, no, that's not acceptable. Okay, wow. So this one flipped over. We'll read these in just a second. May I please have one more for pile 2? Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. On the bottom, partnership. It says, you're manifesting a strong and successful partnership. Consider having a partner who can bring the experience you lack. Some of your relationships may be holding you back from success. Exactly. Look at that. So it's your relationships right now that are holding you back from having the success that you want. But you're coming into a time of renewal. You need to take time to recharge your energy to get back on track. Challenges ahead require you to have faith and to break through. Awesome. And then we have harmony. It's important for you to have a quiet, peaceful work atmosphere in order for you to thrive. Working at home or for yourself is best. And meditation is coming through with this as well. So it's so important for you to have a harmonious workspace, a place where you can go and just unwind and renew your energy. We did have loss come out here. A major phase in your life is ending. Embrace newness. Let go of what was so you can focus your energy on what is ahead of you. The grief of loss continues to be an obstacle in your life. You've experienced something hard with this. You're losing a part of yourself, or what feels like a part of yourself. But what you're gaining is so much more than the loss that you're going through, and that's where your spiritual journey is taking you. Denial. Perhaps you're insisting that reality can be something other than what it is. What are you refusing to see? It's better to live in the truth than in the lie. If you've been putting up a false front to make money, it's time to remove that mask. So this is just saying, like, you've been denying letting this go. You know that there's a choice. Like it's weird because I feel like there's this flip-flop energy here. Like, you know you need to make a choice, but I want this to be what I want it to be, like the romanticized version of it. This is that confirmation of what I was getting from this. It's like, I'm going to romanticize this and I know things are going to work out, but you can't. Like, there is no romanticizing it. It's like the situation is as it is. This person or these people are as they are. There's nothing that you can do to change that, as unfortunate as that is. You're meant to move on to bigger and greater things, and that's okay. It's not about necessarily cutting people out from your life, but it is about allowing yourself space from these people so that you can learn what your energy is. That's your North Node. It's uncomfortable. This isn't meant to be a comfortable journey. If it was, there would be a lot more people on it. So they say 1 in 100 are willing to take this leap of faith. That's a very small number. Be peace, harmony and peace. I love this. I feel like that's where your spiritual journey is taking you, is to a place of peace, like true peace. I feel like that's something you may have never even known. Like, you may have always had people invading your space, invading your energy. Okay, invaders in. Right, like always trying to do something, always trying to be the better person, always trying to conquer this thing, but never quite getting there. Have you ever seen that show, Invaders Zim? That's why it's like, I don't know why it came up. I haven't even thought about that show in a while. I used to love that show. I haven't seen it in a while. They ended it, but I haven't seen it in a while. I love that show. I have it on DVD. And it's like this energy of like always trying to do something to gain recognition from the heads, right? Like from the two leaders or whatever. It's the great ones, or I can't remember what their names are right now. That's how long it's been since I've seen it. And he never quite gets there. Like, they're basically just joking about him. Like, they have him off on this planet that they know he's never going to ever win because they really believe that he's dumb. Like, that's what it is. And sometimes that's just, we have to open ourselves up to those harsh truths. Like, someone really thinks that you're dumb, or someone really thinks that you're just incapable of what it is that you're doing, and they're never going to believe you, and it's unfortunate, right? Yeah, look at this. 11, power with deer. Mastery over your emotions. Standing in this brilliance of who you are. You're so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. And that's definitely a universal message this week for the collective. So I feel like a lot of people right now are just feeling the hardship, especially over this last year. They're just feeling the hardship from it. And you're in this place of really gaining traction to what it is that you really want. And I feel like the main thing for you is peace and harmony, and that's coming through. Let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle card. I'm going to read this from the book. Receiving, number 27. Look at this. Peace. It's exactly what this feels like. It just feels like so peaceful. All right, let me turn to it here. Says, you are so loved. Your energy, or your every need, is witnessed and responded to by the universe. However, you sometimes forget this. You become swept up in the momentum of habitual consciousness, and you forget to take a moment to stop, breathe, and be. In that moment, you can receive the love of the universe that is receiving you. It will nourish you with contentment and energy. You have not done this enough, so your soul is becoming parched and is drying out. Energy has been going out of you, but there's not enough coming back in. It is time to bring something back in for you to receive and be received. You are being offered a chance for restoration now. To feel nourished, cared for, and loved. Accept it. You deserve it. The healing process will help you surrender any guilt or shame you feel for having needs in the first place. It will also help you overcome any struggle that you have been receiving and accepting so that your needs can be met. Do you know how much joy the universe gains from being able to give to you? When you delight in what you receive, when you openly embrace a gift and are so happy with it, the universe is fully received by you. In this space, there is joyful communion between you and life, and energy flows more freely, and magic happens. When you demur saying you cannot accept that is too great a gift or that you are not worthy, you are impeding that flow or inhibiting the communion, the connection, and the playful interaction between you and the universe. Enough with the false modesty and the guilt. You are a radiant sun in human clothing. An exquisite life experience is your birthright. Enjoy it. Soak it all up. All of it. Including the restoration of sacred rest. Rest is equally as important as action. Okay? It's time for you to receive. It's time for you to have this renewal, to have this harmony come back into your life. This is a very powerful time for you. Okay? I love this message for you, pile number 2. I hope this brought you some clarity on what you need to do next, and make sure you're always listening to your intuition and your discernment. If you feel like this is your pile, leave a little dove spirit down below and say, I rest to open myself up to my peace and harmony. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this piece of green aventurine, or if you were drawn to this card here during this shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what is your spiritual path leading you towards. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. Also, memberships are now live, so if you're wondering more about those, check out the join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be. And when you click on that, it'll show you the 3 levels I have available: Love Drops, Love Blossoms, and Love Bloomers. And it will also show you what is included with each level. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it and find out what is pile number 3 spiritual path leading them towards, Source. What messages can you give to us? What is pile number 3 spiritual path leading them towards? What do they need to know at this time, Source? What is pile number 3 spiritual path leading them towards? Okay, so I think this is showing Jupiter here. So we're going to Jupiter, Capricorn, and the 4th house. It's interesting. I was getting Capricorn energy before we even started. I wish I had said that, but that's all right. It is what it is. I didn't say it, so it is as it should be. All right, what is happening? What is your spiritual path leading you towards? Finding a balance within your home. Finding control over your, like, this sounds strange, but finding control over what you're bringing into your home. Okay, like this, and I'm not saying like controlling, like, oh my gosh, I'm appeasing the emotional ego. That's not what this is. It's like knowing now how to treat yourself and teach others how to treat you. And that small act is like helping you to know what exactly to invite in and allowing that, right? Or not allowing that. I'm not going to be allowing people in anymore that don't serve me. I'm not going to be allowing people in anymore that don't honor my path. I'm not going to allow people in anymore that, you know, have a problem with who I am. This is building a very strong emotional foundation. That's where your path is leading you. It's like being able to be strategic and determined in the way you're showing up when it's in regards to your emotions, right? Being patient. You're mastering this. You're being intelligent about it, being very wise about the way that you're moving, very cunning about the way that you're moving. Like, you're not doing it for being rude. You're not doing it for malicious reasons. You're doing it because this is what works best for you. And you're taking that seriously. Okay, whereas one time maybe you were very fearful of doing this, very fearful of taking that action. You're no longer in that place of being afraid of it. Like, nope, I'm going to do what is necessary for me, and whatever comes with that is what comes with that. Okay? This is you opening up to your foundations in this physical world and knowing that you have the ability to manifest that, and you're growing. And you're optimistic about this. You're going to find a lot of happiness here. You're going to find a lot of abundance on this. And there could be a lot of travel for you in the future as well. They want me to mention that. But this is also going to be a happy financial situation for you as well, where you're very stable. Everything about your home is stable. Like, you're not going to be stressing out about it. Whether that's the people that are there, the bills, or even wanting to check out every once in a while. Like, you're not going to be stressing about that. Okay? This is something that you're manifesting based on your spiritual journey. The more that you embark on your spiritual journey, the better that this, or I shouldn't say the better, it's the easier that this becomes, okay? The more fulfilling. So, Source, what is pile number 3 spiritual journey leading them towards? Can you tell us more? What is pile number 3 spiritual journey leading them towards? What is pile number 3 spiritual journey leading them towards? Okay, then one more. What is pile number 3 spiritual journey leading them towards? Thank you. Okay. What is pile number 3 spiritual journey leading them towards, Source? All right. Yeah. Definitely been a lot of worry in the past. What is pile number 3 spiritual journey leading them towards? Okay. Thank you. What is pile number 3 spiritual journey leading them towards, Source? Okay. Thank you. We have the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. So you could be a Virgo. A Virgo energy could be very highly aspect in your chart. Let's see what he's shedding light on. Yep. It's interesting. What it's leading you towards is this introspection and this inner work. Finding out why you have a tendency to invite in superficial people. Or get involved in things that just don't pan out. Or why you don't have emotional boundaries. You know, that's what I was saying. Like, this is that energy. This is exactly where you're being led towards. Is being very firm in teaching others how to treat you. You're no longer going to be working in this energy of letting people play a part in your life just for the sake of playing that part. Like, that's old news. Right? And so it's learning that when I balance out my mind and my emotions in regards to this, then I'm no longer going to be accepting people who are very surface level, right? This is people who just don't ever want to get to know you. When the Knight of Cups is in the reverse, it's like someone who never wants to take the time to get to know you, or they're only with you because you look a certain way, or because you act a certain way, or because you have something that they want. It's not real. It's an illusion, and they'll paint that illusion for you as long as you're willing to let them. And it seems like you may have dealt with that a lot in your life. Yeah. And what this happens to do for you is bring you into alliance with people who are actually there for you, who want to see you succeed. Okay? They want to see you do better. They want to see you have balance and harmony in your life. They don't want to see you in these uncommitted situations that are just unfair. Right? They want to see you stand in a strong position. You could also be a very good looking person. And I know we're not talking about looks here, but you could be a very good looking person. And so when people have you in their life, it's like they feel like their rank or their status, their position is like multiplied because of your looks, which is also very superficial. You're more than your looks. You're more than your shell. You're more than what you have. You are a whole being that's complex, that's multifaceted, that has so many things to offer. But not a lot of people are actually willing to delve into that anymore because we live in a very superficial world. You know, everything is online. It's just quick snapshots of people's lives that we've come to believe are the actual reality of people's lives, and they're not. That's just one tiny little bit. And so what's going on here is they're showing that you are moving on from this. This is you healing this energy. This could have been something that was very hard for you to face for a long time because it's like you didn't know what it would be to say no to these people. Right? So at one point in your life, this was something that was very difficult for you to say no to those that you know were not in it for you, that didn't have any good intentions for you. And now you're learning how to open your heart. And you're learning how moving on is what brings you an understanding. And I feel like there's this new beginning where when you do leave, it's almost like testing people. If I leave, are you going to come back? And then when they don't, it's like that realization of, wow, I didn't know that's how it was. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know, you know? you know. And just wondering, like, is this how everybody is? But you're really trying to have this clear understanding. It's like a spiritual understanding. And lean into your faith. It's like being loyal to yourself, because that's what matters now. Rather than feeling so isolated. I felt like this had made you feel very alone. Connecting with very insecure, shallow people. Feeling their energies. Investing in them, but never getting any return. Feeling like everything was always coming to an end. You may be the one person that could enter a room full of people, but feel like you were the loneliest person there. And you may have had problems making friends. And so what your spiritual journey is leading you towards now is, how do I make friends that are everlasting? It's like asking that question for yourself is actually going to bring enlightenment on what that means for you. How to connect with people on a much deeper level, rather than just this, oh, I have something for you, so that I can get something for me. You're no longer putting in this energy. Especially with the Hermit here. Like, he's shining his light over all of this. It's like a much deeper understanding of you. And it's a very uncomfortable place to be right now because you're letting go of something that may have been foundational for you for your whole life. And so that discomfort, though, is bringing you into a deeper clarity of yourself. A very innate truth. So that you can live a more abundant life. And this, like, abundance in family and friends, like soul tribe, is more than anything what it feels like. Abundance of soul tribe. Okay. Spirit has your back. Look, number 23, which is 5 in numerology, and that's that uncomfortable place of change, what I was talking about. You may see 555 a lot, or 55 a lot. This is just saying, like, Spirit is leading you towards what is meant to be yours. It's on the bottom here. Yeah. Learn from the past. I love this. This is so synchronistic. You know, an elephant never forgets. They never forget, right? They remember everything. And that's why it's important. It's important for you to learn from those situations that you were in. And when you forgive, you can let go, but you've learned the lessons and you're able to integrate those lessons based on your forgiveness. When you're not forgiving from a past lesson, look at this. Look, this is on the bottom, and I haven't even shuffled this one yet, but look at what's on the bottom here. Elephants are very, very important here. Okay, so when you sit in a place of unforgiveness, what ends up happening is that you're not able to integrate the lessons that you've learned. Why is that? Because you're staying in a place of resentment, anger, and that's based in fear. And when you're based in fear, you can't open to love. To become unconditional love means to be all-inclusive of what has happened, what will happen, or what has or is happening right now, right? It's all inclusive. It means that I'm accepting of it no matter what. It doesn't mean that you have to put up with it. Okay? It doesn't mean that you have to say, well, I'm accepting, so I'm going to let this be a part of my life. No, that's not what that says. It says I accept it because I cannot change. I forgive because I cannot change the past. I forgive because I know I need my freedom in my future. I forgive so that I can continue to be present in this moment. Wisdom, exactly. Purifying the soul. This is wisdom from above. This is wisdom from the spirit realm. You know, owls are messengers from those that have passed on. They ferry messages back and forth between the realm of the dead to the realm of the living. It's like it feels like somebody here needs to hear that. This could be a mother or a sister that's coming in. Yeah, that's what it feels like. A mother or a sister that's bringing that message. So I'm hearing Gayatra. I don't know what that is. Okay, I have no idea. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm hearing it. Gayatra. Okay. They're telling me I have to say it, so okay. We have sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential in a rewarding situation. So there have been a lot of situations here that have made you really tense, really feeling the pressures, feeling that. But that's what's creating the flow, because it's like once you let go, it's like pulling back a rubber band. You're building that tension. You're building that tension. You can continue to pull it back for the rest of your life. It's a rubber band that'll never really pop. It'll just get so extended that it won't have that flow. But eventually what happens when you release it in that place of forgiveness is that it shoots to wherever you're going towards. And that's what creates that flow. May I please have some more information for pile number 3? Thank you, Source. What is their spiritual path leading them towards for pile number 3? Thank you. Honest work. Relationships, business partnerships, office love affairs, and communication with coworkers are highlighted now. Make choices with extreme care. Yes, and I love that this came out because that's exactly what we were talking about, is making choices with the people in your life with extreme care, not just running in. We're going to read these in just a second. Let me get some of these. Source, what is pile number 3 spiritual path leading them to? Okay, thank you. What is pile number 3's spiritual path leading them towards? Thank you. And then on the bottom here, we have planner. Take financial inventory and see what needs changing. Event planning, project manager, or a professional organizer. It is crucial that you make a plan to make sure that each and every day counts. Yeah, so making sure that you're making a plan will help you continue forward on your path. All right, so we have honest work that flipped over. It's okay to have a job that's not very glamorous. Get some experience to help you move up in the future. Success is a process, not a quick fix. We're not looking to get rich overnight. This is not a get rich quick scheme, okay? We're looking for progress. We want progress. That's a good thing. And we also have transporter here, which is, this card is a good indicator that things will start moving for you rather quickly. A career in transportation such as traveling, driving, or shipping could appeal to you. You could travel for work, or perhaps you need to take action on some financial matter. Didn't I say that travel was being highlighted at the beginning in the dice reading as well? Wow, I love this synchronicity. Thank you so much, Source. Okay. We have looking. It's okay to look for better work. Be discreet in your search. You need to align with your life purpose to be fully satisfied. So I feel like right now, for many of you, pile 3, you're still looking, what am I meant to do? What am I meant to live as? What's going to make me fulfilled? Right? And that's okay. Let's see what this one says. Health. Some situations that need resolution will be resolved and healed. Consider careers in the medical field, massage therapy, or any healing work. It's time to replenish your energy and fully energize to prepare for what's next. So there's definitely something that's changing. Focusing on your health will help this. It will help usher in this new change. So we have here Saturn. Feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. This has been what you've been going through. It's been a struggle. Saturn is the planet of tough love. It's the one that teaches us the hardest lessons, right? But sometimes we need to learn those lessons in order for us to grow. It feels miserable and it feels like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? But part of that is so that you can grow and become who you're meant to be. Also, you may be psychic medium here. You may have those abilities, or those abilities might open to you with the owl coming through here and on the bottom of the other deck. Let's see, what do we have here? Companionship, dog. Yes, I love these confirmations. This is exactly what I was feeling, is opening up to new relationships, right? To profound relationships, soul tribes, soulmates. This is someone or people, a group of people who are coming in who are for you, not people who are looking for something from you, but people who are for you. Like, they appreciate you because you're you, right? So let's take a look at your Sacred Rebel card. I'm going to go ahead and read this out of the book and see what we've got going on here. We've got Trust Yourself. Look at this. All these animals. Look at this beautiful card. And number 31 is 4, which is talking about our strength structure, our foundations, our security, our stability. All right, so for pile 3, it says, you are wise. You know how to grow, even without knowing how you know. Like the ancient forest, spectacular galaxies, and natural intelligence. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me try that again. Like the ancient forests, spectacular galaxies, and the acorn that becomes the oak, there is a natural intelligence for growth that is beyond logic and reason. It just happens. At the deepest levels, we are governed by this force, that it is so palpable, it literally shapes the world. At the same time, it is so invisible that sometimes we forget its presence and worry that our minds have to work everything out for life to happen and for us to be all right. We can become unnecessarily anxious about our affairs and how life will unfold. This card brings a message that you are growing. You really are. Don't doubt it. Even if you don't see it yet, remember that so much is happening when the seed is still unbroken in the ground. Below the earth, it is summoning up all the might, power, and force it needs to push above the topsoil and burst up into the light. It is essential for anything good to happen later on, yet we don't see any of that. We just have to trust that things will happen when the time is right. You are also being asked to trust in yourself. You don't know how to, or you know how to grow. Don't overthink things. It won't help you. Don't worry so much. You are doing a good job in this game of life. When you trust yourself, you relax and you can heed your own wisdom, insight, and messages much more clearly and easily. This comes with particular guidance. You have a big destiny in this lifetime and much to experience. Sometimes you make the error of judging something that is unpleasant as negative or a mistake. It isn't. It's just a part of your great hunger for experience. It doesn't mean you have to have a lot of it, but when you do, don't shame yourself for it. Simply let it be. Maybe it's just fertilizer for your next step on the path. It's all a part of your life process, and it's all a sign of growth. Yes, you're growing. You're growing. This is so important for you. Trust yourself. Wake up every day and say, I trust myself. Okay? This is so powerful. I love this reading so much. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little owl emoji down below and say, I trust myself. I believe in myself. So you let Source know that you're calling in this higher vibrational energy. You're ready to call in your soul tribe and those that are there for you. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.